one time, my mom said, I was telling her like what I wanted to do. I was like right out of high school or still in high school. And I told her I wanted to be a music video director because back then in the 90s, that was all the rage, music videos. And when I was telling her I wanted to go to LA and like study film and do all this stuff and make videos for musicians, she said, oh, people like us don't make it like that. Saying we're not successful in that way. We don't make it that far up in life. And that destroyed me. That just totally flattened my dreams, aspirations, whatever you want to call them. I internalized it, myself up, and it became true. Here I am. That's it. So I hurt. So I hurt the most. Those are the most hurtful things, that we can't make it. I could make it. Maybe you can't make it. I could make it. I should have told her that, but I didn't. I made it come true.
But you can make it, and you could still make it. Have you thought about that?
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I don't want to. Maybe that's what she meant. We're too lazy to do that. Maybe that's what she meant. Ultimately, she was right.
Was something that my sister said to me, or asked me, actually, it was a question. She asked me why she had Down syndrome and why I did not. And I think it was sad because I had no idea how to answer. Because yeah, I'm still working in my head through that one, why we're born certain ways. I think it's something I'll probably always deal with. But I think I'm definitely healing guilt, or healing, yeah, that feeling of guilt that I have for things that predate me, because she's older than me, and also that have nothing to do with me. I'm just a bystander.
I don't know. My mom says all kinds of painful things. Probably like I regret having you. Probably that. For me, I always remind myself that it must be harder to be her than it is to be around her. So I try and have empathy and compassion for that. That if I was her and I was going through what she goes through and I struggle with what she struggles with, that it would be hard for me too. And I would have moments where I made mistakes. So that's how I get through it.
I was a lad and doing my usual show-off, talk all the time routine, looking for attention, and I got the attention from a couple of girls who weren't into me, and one of them said, "Do you have an off button?" And that struck me, cut me to the quick. Now it's a joke. I've layered it over. It's a pearl now, not a grain of sand.
That my mom actually asked my dad to get me and my two siblings versus my dad taking us on his own volition. Yeah. Basically being told that my mom no longer wanted her kids.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because I had been living with this narrative that my dad saved us, which he did, he still did, but he did it partially because he was prompted to do it. You know what I mean?
Does it still hurt?
No, because I'm so grateful for my dad for doing that. And I'm where I am and who I am because my dad saved us, essentially.
My ex-boyfriend told me I was abusive, and I've been doing a lot of reflection on it. And I think that really he was the abusive one, and it was very hurtful because it makes me overthink every single thing I do or say to anybody now. So it's kind of like his abuse did really mentally with me, and that hurts.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, my grandparents basically saying like, you know, if you're gay, we will still love you, but we won't associate with you and we'll disown you. So I've always remembered that, and that is, you know, something that I've kind of haven't been able to let go just yet, so.
The most hurtful thing that somebody said to me is like they were ashamed to be with me because I am not the person that I used to be.
I was dating this guy and he told me that he wouldn't introduce me to his mom until I lost weight.
Being told that you are too much.
is probably the most hurtful thing anyone has ever said to me.
That I wasn't worthy of love. That you deserve the world, but I don't know how to give it to you.
Ooh, I don't even want to say it out loud. That being with anyone after their ex felt wrong. It was in a different context. It was actually after we dated when we were friends, and they just kind of said it without thinking. But we dated after he broke up with an ex who he was real in love with, and said being with anyone after her just didn't feel right. It felt fake, and I was like, oh shit, cool. Yeah.
It was when I was a sophomore in high school, and I was hanging out with my grandma, who's Cambodian, and I had really, really long hair at the time. I had waist-length hair, and it had always been kind of a big deal to me, and I wanted to cut it, and I was telling her about my plans to get it cut pretty short, and I have pretty short hair now, and I've had it short since then. But she asked me if I had asked my dad for permission to get it cut, which was something that I had kind of just brushed off as classic grandma pulling an old patriarchy thing. But as I've continued to mull that over, it has been something that I return to a lot in thinking about my own I don't know, existence, upbringing, development, etc. So
I would say the most hurtful thing I've been told was I'm never going to be anything. Yeah, I won't accomplish anything in my life. I almost believed it. I felt like they knew. So it was kind of one of those things I had to overcome growing up.
And did you prove them wrong?
Oh, definitely. I'm doing great now.
Someone told me that they hope that my wedding sucks.
Did you have your wedding yet?
Yes, it was yesterday.
It was?
Yeah.
And how was it?
It was amazing. I had an ex-boyfriend one time who was talking about how conventionally attractive he thought he was, I guess. And he says to me, he's like, well, you're not conventionally beautiful. It sticks with me, as a woman, you are thinking about how you're thinking about beauty standards a lot, and I always come back to that, well, I'm not conventionally beautiful, so I have to work my unconventionally attractive qualities, I suppose,
I think it was also because of the person that told it to me, who was someone that I thought I really knew me really well, but he told me that I don't have dreams. And I was so offended by that because I have such big dreams, and this person that knew me so well, I thought this of me, and I was shocked. I was flabbergasted.
So the most hurtful thing that I've ever been told was the reason why I got cheated on, and it was because I was too sad. I really felt betrayed and really hurt, because it's this was my partner, and it was when I needed you the most, you cheat on me and do that while I was sad. I was depressed. I was depressed, so f***ed me up.
I reached out to an ex of mine before I was having a surgery, just to be hey, before I go through with it, I just wanted you to know that I care about you, and just kind of said some kind things. And she responded by saying, I have a partner right now, and we both don't feel comfortable with you contacting me. And that hurt my feelings. Sometimes I still feel the pain when I think about it. As compared to other things that might have been painful that don't really resonate as pain now.
So mine was when I was struggling with eating and just my body image in general. And I went to Italy, which is where I'm from, and I was in a bathing suit, and I already wasn't feeling that great. And then my grandma looked at me and she's like, damn, you'd be perfect if you lost some weight. And that just kind of hit, because it was that's what I was trying, or not trying to do, but I was trying to accept myself for who I was, and then her saying that was you need to be better, and yeah, so that was my most painful thing.
I think one anecdote that sticks out is one time I was in the Whole Foods parking lot with my mom when I was in high school, and I'm a junior in college now. I don't remember exactly when this happened, and I was like, hey mom, I think maybe that I have social anxiety. And I didn't really think anything of it. I thought she would be ask me questions about it, because we have a pretty close relationship. But she said oh, I hope not, like, don't turn out to be weird or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay, I will not bring this up with you further. And then it made me hesitant to like further explore it when I was in high school, which probably would have been helpful given me having difficulties with socializing with people in high school. So yeah.
The most painful thing I remember that sort of just like hurt me in a way was like when I told my mom that I felt like I couldn't like live anymore. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I just can't do it. And I started like telling her about like things that happened in my past that she just like didn't know about. The thing that like hurt me was she was like, you were meant to go through that stuff. It was like to make you stronger, but it just made me feel a lot weaker because I feel like I wanted to be a normal person. It just hurt to hear that my mom, like, it almost felt like she cared, but like she cared in like the wrong way. This is like the first time I was like actually truthful with her, so like it like hurt me to hear that she was like, it's for the best that you were like very much destroyed in a way, like as a child. And I guess that's like the most painful thing I've heard.
Hey everyone, for those of you who are new, my name is Thoraya and I'm the girl behind the camera. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I have a new episode up. And follow me on Instagram, I'll be posting more on there. As always, thank you guys for everything. I love you all and I'll see you next time.